like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no way.
Subscription gifting you guys do, and shout out to all the prospective or new members that have joined our YouTube channels. Okay, the bombshell indictment has came down. Chat, I also did create this. I'm gonna figure out a way how I could include some of you guys who are members. But I started to realize that, number one, I feel like I have a ghetto law degree, number one, right? But number two, half of what we have to deal with and report upon deals with a lot of criminal cases. Chat, I am unveiling a new website today, and you're going to see me update it frequently as I do prep for stream, but I'm probably going to go off of my website. And if you guys do care to, get some of the, the info or the documents that will be included on the website, you guys could, if you're members, I'm going to get it to the point that you guys could be able to see it. But so if you go to the academy.blog, right? This is really for stream, honestly. But like, if you guys, we do so much legal breakdown. Okay. Oh my God, this didn't even pop up. Legal breakdown. This website here, the academy.blog, you guys could go there. I want you guys, we're going to start reading directly from here because I'm going to upload all the criminal documents to there that I do research with off stream. Anyway, here's the point. And here's the whole thing about it. So 5 OTF affiliates have been charged with murder for hire to kill Quando Rondo as revenge for King Von's murder. Now, if you guys don't know, this whole thing about slide for Von has been like a very perverse thing. And unfortunately, we're now hearing from the feds because they filed federal charges today, or they unsealed it in federal court in California, alleging that 5 people were contracted to kill the rapper Quando Rondo in Los Angeles. They did not kill him. Instead, they killed his cousin, known as Lil Pop. We have the full indictment here. By the way, you guys know I read indictments a lot. We're going to put every indictment that I read up here, or civil lawsuit, they'll be on this website. Because usually I'm just emailing it back and forth to myself. Now we can just have it somewhere that if you guys want access to it, you can have it. Or, I'll just read it from here. So we're going to read it, but we do want to have a little context to it. So we all know King Von died a few years ago, and King Von died after an altercation with Quando Rondo outside of a club that was in Atlanta, and Lil Tim hopped out the car and shot King Von approximately 5 times point blank range. He died as a result of those injuries as he was headed to the hospital. Ever since then, people realized that that issue was a bigger issue between King Von and NBA Youngboy, Quando, who got locked up for a bit, and Lil Tim, who was locked up and also shot as well, going through his own charges for killing Von. The charges were subsequently dismissed for him killing Von. So I don't know if you guys knew, he will not go to jail. This actually, I don't know if it was definitively ruled as self-defense, but they are not pursuing murder charges anymore on, or actually, I don't know if the case is final yet, but from what I've heard, they're not going to be pursuing criminal charges on Lil Tim because they're realizing it's kind of self-defense, right? The truth of the matter is, when you look at the video, and I can bring the video up real quick, surveillance video, Lil Tim, Quando Von. What you'll notice, and I knew all along, but I tried to not say nothing, but I mean, it was eventually going to get out. What you got to realize, what you got to realize is, so, and again, I'm just trying to be quick on this. This is the vehicle Lil Tim is in. Quando is here, just leaning up. These are people walking over from a car and some SUVs that Von is in. And you're going to see Von kind of makes a beeline through the people. I think this is right here. This is him coming right here. And then everyone starts to follow Von, and a few run back to the car. This is why Lil Tim will not go to jail. Let me just be very clear and succinct. The full surveillance video shows some people going to the car and getting guns. There's some people who's walking behind Von with guns. And the way how self-defense works in southern states, but specifically Georgia, is that, when defending yourself, you have no duty to retreat. So, you know, if maybe it was a northern state, your duty would not be to get out and shoot. It would be to drive off. But in southern states, it is self-defense to defend yourself or to defend another. So Lil Tim killing Vaughn ultimately because of trying to defend him. And again, Vaughn wasn't armed, but in this entourage, and trust me, you know, again, we're not going to go through this. We've been through this already. There's some people that were walking behind Vaughn with guns in their hands. So no jury would say it's unreasonable for you to kill someone or use deadly force when the person coming over, who's the aggressor, Vaughn, had people walking behind him with guns. So it's pretty much nothing was going to happen. Now, that's for the legal part. Most of us usually say, well, this was street niggas say. Well, we don't want him to be locked up. We want to get him on the streets. So cool. Lil Tim will not be locked up. And also Quando won't be facing any charges as well. Now, Quando went through his own issues because, you know, obviously he lives in Savannah. And what happened there is that, you know, some gang and drug charges came down on him. And it all started because of pretty much this incident. Now, all these guys have been claiming gangs, right? Quando was a Crip. Vaughn was a black disciple. And what happened after Vaughn's death is that a lot of moving parts. People realized that, you know, there were several attempts on Quando's life. I don't know if you've heard of this. We'll just show a little bit of this. This is him walking, and now here's the beeline. Here, now we see the punch, blah, blah, blah. There's other people. If you look in the back, you'll start seeing people's hands with guns in them. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. You'll start seeing a lot of stuff happen, you know, and that's why the guy's not going to face murder charge. Lil Tim hops out on the other side of the car. You're going to see here, and this is where the shots get fired. I won't show that. Okay. What ended up happening, Quando Rondo, I think, was it Louisiana? It might have been, maybe it was Louisiana. There was something there, a concert. There was a shooting. There was some shooting that, you know, there was a few attempted shootings, right? And what happened is that Savannah realized, yo, clearly this guy, Quando Rondo, people are trying to kill. Now, we don't know who's trying to kill him, but this is the only mainstream incident we know. So while everyone's online say, yo, slide for Vaughn, there was several attempts of people trying to shoot at Quando Rondo. When they followed him from a club, he went into some spot, they tried to shoot that spot up. You get what I'm saying? So there was a few, like, not heavily reported, because here's the thing. We also don't know if this is directly related to the Vaughn thing, or maybe he just got enemies. We don't know. Anyway, the city of Savannah, they realized that Quando is getting all this extra attention and people are trying to kill him. So they kind of almost do their own investigation, and they get him on drug charges. They put him on house arrest. First lock him up, then put him on house arrest. He restrict his movement because really no city wants to inherit some rap feud or a beef or where people are dying. So they've been trying to get this motherfucker out of there, right? But they gave him charges to make sure he wasn't roaming around doing bullshit, right? And also the people around him too. Subsequently, he later denounced the gang that he was in. He later said he was no longer a Crip, and he was dropping his flag, this and third, which was ironic because he still got embraced from, let me just put that up. Quando Rondo drops flag. So there was a moment where he dropped his flag. Actually, I think he dropped his flag after Lil Pop, so never mind. So before he dropped his flag, though, Quando Rondo, Big U. I think that happened, right? Did that happen before? I think I'm right about that. Now, everybody knows Big U is like, you know, he's like the king of the Crips, like from what I know on the West Coast. Like he's like the big honcho in the ROLLIN 60s, which supposedly is the biggest Crip gang in at least the LA region. And people look towards him for, you know, shit. When he kind of seemingly put some cosign behind Gunna, that was important because, you know, people are calling Gunna a snitch. But if you don't know, Gunna's a Crip, which ironically the people in the YSL and Diamond are mostly Bloods. But anyway, he kind of co-signed Gunna after the snitching stuff, which, you know, people are like, well, you know, Big U, that's a big name. So when Quando kind of got into some shit, Quando also goes to him. They do a whole interview. But what happened was that as Quando, you know, before Quando like really got all the shit came down crashing on him, he was moving around, obviously, with people still saying, Durk, when are you going to slide for Vaughn? And it led to an ultimate moment, and let's go back to here, because I think I got the video in here too now. This is great. I don't got to use email no more. I can just put everything here. So the video came out of here where there was an attempt on Quando Rondo's life at the Beverly, right next to the Beverly Center. It was ironic because I went to interview Durk way after this. I went to interview Durk, and we did it. You know, I wouldn't tell people where we did it then. I'll tell them now. Like, me and Durk, we did it at the Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills. But when I went there, I remember I had to go get some clothes. And I went to get some clothes, and I think I took a picture outside the Beverly Hills Center. Nobody even knew I was interviewing Durk. But after, I guess, the Durk interview came out, people were like, yo, you're clowning Quando. Now, I just want to give you this perspective. By the way, we have a whole indictment to read. But I want to give you this perspective. Beverly Center, Los Angeles. Now, we all know LA and New York are two of the biggest cities in the United States. I want to put this in perspective, right? So let me just go to the maps. And the Beverly Center, it's like a mall. It's like pretty much like a block, almost damn near. So, okay, so it's here, right? Anyway, is this the gas station? No, it's not the gas station. Where is the gas station? Without doing too much, and I don't want to be OCD too quickly in the stream. Basically, one of the biggest tourist attractions, or this is the biggest and most high-profile mall in LA is the Beverly Center. Within 2 blocks of it, I don't know which direction, and I don't want to like do the most trying to find it. It could be anywhere, but it's like within 2 blocks. This is the mall, right? Within 2 blocks of this, that's where the shooting happened, right? So it just goes to show. And I remember when I heard it, I said, damn, somebody looked like they were really trying to kill Quando Rondo. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is what I've heard. Apparently, all the LA dudes knew what was happening, but everyone wouldn't say it publicly. So everyone was like playing games like, oh, I don't know what happened. I already ran off with some money. In reality, someone tried to kill him. They were stalking Quando Rondo. They tried to kill him a bunch of times, like in Georgia before. It didn't work. And they knew he was going to be out here, and they were trying to kill him by any means necessary. And the reason why I show you where the mall is at is because this is a heavily trafficked tourist area. They were trying to kill this guy by any means necessary, even if there was a shit ton of tourists or whoever that was around. Now, I'll play you the video, a little bit of a trigger warning. You won't see a dead body or nothing, but this is the video in the aftermath of Quando Rondo passing away. No, sorry. Quando Rondo's cousin passing away. I'm sorry.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California.
This is Quando, by the way.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. 3 people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back.
Can I get some space, please?
It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. One man inside, a member of Rondo's entourage, had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. A scene left with remnants of the fight, shoes left in the street, doors flung open. The suspects still on the run. We still don't know what spurred it all, but LAPD says it started at a gas pump.
Victim vehicle, they pulled up, they were pumping gas, and it looks like they probably finished pumping gas, and the suspects approached from the alley, got out of the car, and started shooting at those victims.
Investigators are still trying to piece together details, but they're looking for a white four-door sedan with suspects wearing dark clothing.
Police helicopters overhead, so we knew something was up.
People in the neighborhood shocked by the news.
Disappointed. There have been a lot of incidents in the past couple of years. It does seem that things have been happening more often on Melrose, between Fairfax and Melrose and around here.
Okay.
Police are searching for here, however, for detectives is who was behind the gun that shot and killed a 23-year-old man here at this gas station here behind me. They approached from the back alley, say detectives, and then pulled up to one of these gas pumps as the victim had just finished pumping gas, and then shots were fired. This is the location here, Beverly Boulevard in La Cienega. This is near the Beverly Center. Police now searching for 3 suspects that shot and killed the 23-year-old at the gas station, as I mentioned. The suspects, say police, they approached from a back alley. They fired some shots, and then the suspects took off. But what's interesting is so did the victim, driving to the area of San Vicente and Santa Monica Boulevard. And that's where sheriff deputies were then flagged down by.
We need help from the community. We don't know why or how this happened.
Not normal for the area. This is not acceptable.
Police still searching for the 3 suspects this morning.
By the way, you can see by the flow, everybody knows about LA traffic, but this is LA City traffic. It could take you at times 15 minutes to get literally 4 blocks. So when you're watching this, you have to realize how densely populated this is. This is a high-profile tourist area.
They really don't have much of a description for the suspects or the car that they were in to go on. They just say right now that it appears that it was a white sedan. So anybody that was in this area, which likely at 5:30 on a Friday, given the fact that there's plenty of shopping out here, and as you can see behind me, a lot of traffic. Imagine it at 5:30 in the afternoon on a Friday. What you're looking at now is just after 7 on a Saturday. So you can imagine the volume of people that were here when all of a sudden shots are fired at a gentleman who was simply pumping gas at the gas station here behind me. Reporting live near the Beverly Center this morning, I'm Tina Ezzedine. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, perfect. Now, there's also some more video. Let me go to here. This is like a, This is a video that's So, matter of fact, we can go back to that map of Beverly Center, Los Angeles. It said Beverly and Los Cienega or whatever. Let's see if we can find that street. Beverly Center. Okay, here we go. Okay, where's La Cienega? So La Cienega is right here. So La Cienega is this vertical street, and Beverly is right here. So it's at this corner. We just have to find where the gas station is. It's a mobile gas station. This zooming in. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Chad. This mobile gas station right here. So it's Mobile, right? So literally, I'm telling you, one of the most visited malls in Los Angeles is right here. And where do the crime happen? Literally across the street. Just to show you that if somebody down to kill you, it's like if somebody's down to kill you in front of the police station, they really wanted you dead, right? Like, you know what I mean? There's usually some places niggas like, I'm gonna catch you next time. If niggas want to catch you here, from what we're hearing, it was during a time where people were out and about on a Friday. You know, some people trying to go to the mall to get fit. Tourists is coming in town. It's hot. And they catch you here across from this big-ass mall that this whole block is. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, all right. Anyway, so.
Do me a favor. Somebody got shot, bro.
I'm pressed.
I get it, but can I get some space, please? Hello? Talk to my partner, okay? I'm gonna help you out. Hey, what was it? I don't know. Okay.
I know, Baker. I know. What was that? Driver. Let us run the corner. We gotta make sure it's straight.
Okay, all right. This video doesn't cover the whole thing. What the fuck? They try to blur it out.
Everybody back. Let's go. Back up.
Never mind. Let me just stop playing this video. Yeah, this video doesn't do a good job. I thought they were blurring it out. It's on YouTube. I'm not playing like some shit that's not on YouTube. But fuck.
You, sir, back right now. I want you back for that other tree for it, please. We'll you in the car.
All right.
Okay. All right. I think no need to show the rest of this. They're trying to do life-saving measures. We obviously know that didn't work. Okay. So that pretty much happens, and we just heard all type of stuff. We just heard all type of things where people like, oh, well, really? Like, well, they're like, oh, really? Like, the nigga owed money in LA, ran off. That had nothing to do with, like, Dirk and them, and who knows? I don't know. I was like, all right, whatever. By the way, I sat down with Lil Durk. I did. This is what Durk said.
Lil Durk finally sat down with DJ Akademiks for an off-the-record interview. Funnily enough, only days after DJ Akademiks posted a story to his...
No, see, this is what they're saying. No, this was random. Yo, I posted this after I left the mall. Yo, I'm not going to that hot... I went to the mall with security to go get clothes for... Why were we there? Oh, no. Actually, I was there to interview Durk. I was there to interview Durk. But I don't go to LA. LA sucks. Sorry, LA. But I don't go to LA. You know what I mean? So I go there to interview Durk. And I'm like, shit, let me go to the mall and just go get something. And I don't know what better way to say I was in LA than just posting like I was at the mall after I left the mall. Like, by the time I post there, I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there. But again, it's right across the street. I didn't want to post in the mall, like, so I post outside the mall. Ironically, in the part I post is the fucking gas station that's right here. You see it right there?
Instagram reel at the location where Quando Rondo's close friend Lil Pab was
that had nothing to do with me. I want nothing to do with y'all squabbles.
Unfortunately gunned down in Los Angeles. There's been a lot of rumors circulating that Lil Durk...
And by the way, trust me, like, I mean, not if it was something that was like some private shit, I wouldn't tell y'all, but like, I sat with Durk for 3 hours. Durk showed up an hour before, like he kicked it after, like he gave me no inkling. Obviously he said what he said in the interview, but he never was just like, yo, act. Nah, get them niggas clip. He ain't say nothing that to me. I had no fucking clue. I was believing all them LA niggas who said that had nothing to do with Durk. But I even when Durk, I think he's about to show a part of the interview I did with Durk. I was thinking, I was like, if I was Durk, I would be trolling them niggas, even if I had nothing to do with his cousin dying, right?
Durk or his OTF collective may very well have had something to do with that shocking murder, and whilst this situation wasn't discussed specifically in detail during that off-the-record interview, Lil Durk did make a few creepy and ominous statements.
What are you talking about? By the slide from all the comments. For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. For some odd reason.
I ain't gonna lie, Durk was saying mad shit in the interview that was just like, my brain was, it was like a little... It's like a little squirrel running along the thing. I was like, you got to watch my face during the whole thing. Like, I don't know. And I'm going to always give credit to Durk. Durk told me ask anything I want. He ain't never say don't ask nothing. He say ask anything. He didn't want a question list. This is probably one of the last interviews of us. Well, I mean, what's the name they were going to? Young and Ace didn't. Yeah, Young and Ace didn't tell me that either. But Durk, this of a big artist like Durk, I'm surprised he gave no fucks.
For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water. Be some comments a lot.
Me? I ain't seen none of that. Yo, chat. The moment when Durk asks you, you seen them comments, nigga?
That's your dog. Be some comments a lot.
Me? They kind of chilled out a bit.
Why?
Hey, chat, you know, since I'm out of my... Did I do this while I was in a Spotify deal or no? I did, right? You know I could put the whole thing up on my YouTube now, right? I could put it... Y'all probably watching on Spotify, though. But I could put that whole interview up.
Yeah, though. We different in Iraq.
Seemingly alluding to the incident where he told Akademiks that nobody tells him to slide for Von anymore.
My guy, Trapler. Okay, anyway. All right. So that happens, right? That happens. We all know Dirk, and I'm going to be honest with you, even in this interview, and I'll be very fair to Dirk. Hold on. In this interview, Dirk was already talking about him getting into his faith, talking about changing how he wanted to move and how he was seeing things, praying all the time, you know, understanding that he's a street dude, but also trying to grow beyond it. Go watch that interview again. Dirk gives everything of that. But also, you know what he told me? He said, act. Because I'm going to be honest, Dirk showed up. I thought he was going to show up with a million niggas. I'm going to be honest with you. Then we seen him with Gilly at their interview. Dirk, $1 million worth of game, right? Like, they did it, like, in the trenches. Like, there was niggas all around. I thought it was going to be like that. You get what I'm saying? But honestly, it wasn't like that. He showed up with his manager. He showed up with his stylist. And he showed up with one friend, and he showed up with one security guard. So he showed up with 3 to 4 people. And again, this meaning this ain't the crew you show up with when you either trying to show niggas you like that, you're trying to make a statement for the camera, or you're moving like that. So for me, I was like, he's moving kind of light. But he kind of said in the interview, he said, yo, listen, I haven't been, you know, kind of felt like he was almost saying like he's moving a little bit different, right? Anyway, okay. Not to conflate all of these points, but we did get some news today, chat. And the news is, and if you guys do have access to the academy.blog, again, that's the website here, the academy.blog. If you go here, you're going to be able to see 5 OTF affiliates charged with murder for hire to kill Quando Rondo as revenge for the King Von murder, right? When you go here, I'll read the story that I get into the indictment. It says 5 rappers in Chicago have been hit with federal charges in California, alleging they were contracted to kill Quando Rondo in Los Angeles due to a suspected involvement, not suspected, he was in a fight with him, in the 2020 slaying of rival artist King Von. Charged in the indictment that was unsealed in Thursday were Kayvon Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Asa Houston. The charges include conspiracy to commit murder for hire, involving a death, and using a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen the feds opt and really go hard to get a death penalty. I don't think they'll go for the death penalty here, honestly. The indictment alleges that all 5 have ties to Only the Family, known as OTF, a hip-hop collective founded by Southside rapper Lil Durk, a mentor for King Von. The flights and rental cars were paid for with credit cards linked to OTF, according to the prosecutors. 2 of those charged are street gang members, according to authorities. All 5 were arrested on Thursday in Chicago and appeared at the Dirksen U.S. courtroom in the afternoon. They ordered the defendants to be held in custody pending further proceedings and the shift of the case to the Los Angeles. Okay. All right. We are going to read the indictment. Oh, by the way, I didn't know that. This is Quando Rondo's name. So the indictment alleges, I'll just read this part. The indictment alleges that after King Von slain an unnamed co-conspirator who's part of OTF, Now, I'm gonna be honest, and we're gonna read. I read some of the indictment before. You have to use your brain because they didn't name this person. But oftentimes when we hear conspirators, that could mean many things. That could mean someone who they would have charged, but that person died. Like, for example, Big Jug would be a co-conspirator, but he wouldn't be charged, but he's dead. Or it could mean somebody who's currently under investigation, right? Some of what they're saying as a conspirator, one of the there's 3 conspirators. Again, I've read this before. One of them, conspirator 1, seems like it's talking about Durk. But I shouldn't have even said that because I want you guys to come to that conclusion. But we're going to read through the whole thing, okay? So the indictment says that after King Von, an unnamed co-conspirator, offered money, who's a part of OTF, offered money and a lucrative music opportunity to anyone who would kill Quando Rondo. Now, let me ask this question. When did Lil Durk brother die? D-Thing died in 2021, right? Now, I'm not saying it's D-Thing, but again, we're playing the angle that was played in the Young Dolph case with Big Jug. Like, are they just saying no, unnamed co-conspirator because the person died? And you don't want to put someone's name as a co-conspirator in a murder case, especially when they die and you haven't filed charges or they're not convicted. They technically have been innocent. When did Lil Pop die? I thought Lil Pop died like 2022. When did Lil Pop die? Yeah. So yeah. Nah. Yeah. This isn't D-Thing. Yeah, this isn't D-Thing. Definitely not D-Thing. Because Pop died a year after D-Thing. Unless maybe there's, well, we don't know. We're going to read through it. Okay, anyway. So they offered lucrative music opportunities. Now, once we hear that, it then connects the music part of it. It had to be someone who has some influence over OTF music, right? And could make those calls. You guys could be the judge of who that could be. To anyone who would kill Quando Rondo, a Georgia-based rapper whose real name is Taekwon Terrell Bowman. Bowman, his sister, and his cousin, Soraya Robinson, were riding his black Escalade near a gas station when gunmen opened fire. Okay, Bowman and his sister were uninjured, but Savea Robinson. But Robinson was struck multiple times and killed. All right, here is the indictment in full. And again, as I said, I have it on the central place, the academy.blog. You guys go check it out if you care to read the whole thing. Okay, here we go. So this was an order to remove the seal and have the dude arrested, but this is the entire indictment here, people. So the people charged are Kevon London Grant, known as Cuz, a.k.a. Vonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, known as Didi, Keith Jones. I feel like I've heard Didi's name on a track. Did Durk ever rap about Lil Durk? Didi. Did he ever rap about Didi? Oh, he has a song. Oh, he has a song with Didi. Oh. OTF Didi. Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right. Okay. So Didi, Keith Jones, aka Flocka. Does anyone know who that is? OTF Flocka? Is there OTF Flocka? Could be this person? No, this is a girl. David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, and Asa Houston, known as Boogie. Who's OTF Vonnie? OTF Vonnie. It's not this guy, is it? No, definitely not. Okay, I don't know. We did get some mugshots before I get into the rest of the indictment. Thanks to the guys who run Akademiks TV. we got to find out these are 3 of the people. So this is Dee Dee, this is Vonnie, or this is Vonnie, and this is Boogie. Okay. All right. So let's go through this indictment. All right. So the grand jury charges that at all relevant times in this indictment, defendant Kavon, known as Vonnie. All right. Let's go through that. They were members and associates of an organization called Only the Family, or OTF, which, among other things, produced and sold hip-hop music from artists primarily from the Chicago, Illinois area. Defendants Keith Jones, Flocka, and David Brian Lindsay, a.k.a. Brown Eyes, were members of other gangs in Illinois. In and about November 6, 2020, a high-ranking OTF member, that's clearly Vaughn, got in an altercation with TB, which is Taekwon Bowman, which is TB is going to be, anytime we see TB, just say that's Quando, at a nightclub in Atlanta, Georgia. During the fight, an associate of TB, Lil Tim, pulled out a gun and shot DB, okay? DB is Davon Banks, a.k.a. King Von, multiple times killing him. After the murder, co-conspirator 1. Now, this is, we're going to see this name. They don't put a name, but they put co-conspirator 1. I think this is them talking about Dirk. Just me, you know. And by the way, nobody should be saying I'm being federal or nothing like that. Bruh, they're spelling this shit out. I'm going to tell you why I think it's Dirk. That's co-conspirator 1. It said co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that co-conspirator 1 would pay a bounty or monetary reward and or make payment to anyone who took part in the killing of Taekwon Bowman, a.k.a. Quando, for his role in DB's murder, which is Davon Bennett, a.k.a. King Von. On or about August 18th, the co-conspirator learned that Taekwon Bowman, Quando, was staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. As alleged in accounts 1 and 2, after learning of Quando's location, the defendants, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2, so now we get introduced co-conspirator 2, traveled from Chicago, Illinois to Los Angeles, California for the purpose of murdering Taekwon Bowman, a.k.a. Quando Rondo. On the same date, August 18th, defendant Grant was also traveled. Wow, they sent one of the shooters by private jet? What the hell? Also traveled by private jet to Los Angeles. As alleged in counts 1 and 2, on August 19, 2022, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 used 2 vehicles, which, by the way, it seems like they got to charge co-conspirator 2, right? If they, I'm going to tell you why I think there's co-conspirators. So number 1, I believe Dirk is co-conspirator 1. Co-conspirator 2 is not Dirk. Clearly, he wouldn't be listed as 2 different co-conspirators. But I believe they're waiting on these guys to snitch. Now, granted, and I feel like I'm spoiling what I was going to say at the end. If this goes down kind of like how we seen with the O Block 6 or whatever, was it O Block 5 or whatever? The ones who killed Duck, nobody snitches. And if they don't snitch, I don't know if they have anything to tie or get Dirk indicted. Like, they're going to need a snitch. And if these guys just stand tall, and even if they get life or whatever it is, they just stand tall and take whatever they get, and no one tells on Dirk, Dirk might be okay. Otherwise, this is kind of odd they're naming these co-conspirators without indicting them, right? You would want to indict these guys because, if anything, these guys are really responsible for the murder. The shooters are one thing, right? It's like Big Jook in the Young Dolph case. The shooters are one thing, but the guys who are really responsible for the murder is the one who says, yo, I got 50,000 on his head. And then the other guy that says, I bet I'm going to book the flights and then I'm going to do this. That's the people you really want to get. But it might be impossible at the moment to get them, right? So clearly they lock these guys up. They're probably going to try to get somebody to flip. If everybody stays solid, you know they're going to threaten them. You're never going to get out. We're going to seek the death penalty. They got to cap a little bit. You know, I imagine lawyers are going to get paid for. But I do think that they're hoping somebody cooperates here to probably figure out if they could get these co-conspirators, because otherwise, why not just indict the co-conspirators? Now, they could indict them at any time. We all know what's a superseding indictment that could come, but they're clearly not trying to let people know. And by the way, anybody involved in this knows who they're talking about, right? We're the fans. We only know what we're told. So we're going to have to make up who we think this is. So co-conspirator 2 is with them in Cali. He goes to Cali supposedly to oversee this process of killing Quando Rondo. They used 2 vehicles to track, stalk, attempt to kill Quando by gunfire, including using, so they had a switch, you know what I mean? Put that switch on for me, okay? Damn. All right, cool. So these are the charges here. This is the object of the conspiracy. So beginning in a day unknown, but no later than around August 18, and continuing to about August 19th in LA County, these defendants and co-conspirators, known and unknown, conspired and agreed with each other knowingly, use the facilities of interstate. So they're proving why it's a federal charge. These guys use highways that were federal highways, and essentially pretty much you put it in their jurisdiction. They're saying that co-conspirator, the means by which the object of the conspiracy was supposed to be accomplished. The object of the conspiracy was to be accomplished in substance as follows. Co-conspirator 1, who again I think is Dirk, would place bounties on individuals that he and other OTF member wanted to kill, including Taekwon Bowman, which is Quando Rondo. As part of the bounty, co-conspirators, known and unknown, including defendant Wilson, would pay anyone who took part of the killing of Taekwon Bowman and or reward individuals with lucrative music opportunities, okay? Co-conspirators, known and unknown, including the defendant Wilson, would recruit others. So now we're hearing that Wilson was a recruiter. And he recruited defendants Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. Now let me go back to this. Oh, I got to find their real names again. So whoever Wilson is a big name. He seems like the guy, you know, I don't know why I keep comparing it to the Young Dolph situation. That might be the middleman damn near, right? You know, that's the guy who's there to get the hitters going on. So Wilson would recruit others, including defendants Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. Co-conspirator 2 and he recruited co-conspirator 2. Oh, never mind. So this guy Wilson, let me go back up and we're gonna circle his name to understand this indictment. We got to know the players. So Wilson is Dontrell Wilson, which is Didi, okay? So Dontrell Wilson, which is, I believe, OTF Didi, right? OTF Didi. This is the individual that the police are claiming was the recruiter of everybody else in the murder. So they're essentially saying, so let's go down. Co-conspirator 1, who I think is Dirk, but we don't know, would say, I got money on these niggas' heads. Then he would tell essentially Wilson, which is Didi, to go recruit others to basically go get the niggas clapped, okay? Defendant Grant would get cars. So now we hear Grant. So Grant is, let's get back to the names. So we know who's a recruiter. Yeah, is this racketeering? I don't know if we see racketeering, but this sounds like racketeering. Okay, it does have conspiracy for murder, but yeah, well, by the way, you see what this says? June 2024. The grand jury gave this indictment in 2020 in June. So they've been had this indictment. This indictment didn't just come out. It just got unsealed. So they've been had this indictment. Who knows if it got officially presented or it probably got it. Well, it wasn't unsealed, maybe because the feds was working other angles, definitely. But remember, look, 2024 grand jury. When the grand jury convenes, they come back with what's called a no bill or a true bill. A no bill means you don't have enough to indict, so no charges. And usually the feds just let it go unless they find some big significant new lead. And not only feds, but state. If they come back with an indictment, it means that you could go, once it's presented and then unsealed, if it's sealed, you could get, usually the court will grant arrest warrants for these people. You get what I'm saying? So they had this from June 2024. That's very important to know. Okay, so cool. So London Grant. So OTF, is somebody named Cuz? OTF Cuz? Or OTF Vonnie? OTF Cuz. Who's that? I don't know who that is. OTF Vonnie. Whoever OTF Vonnie is, I mean, obviously, I think he's one of the pictures we showed before. whoever OTF Vonnie is, he was getting the car. So we're not finding out some stuff about this, right? So essentially, OTF Didi, he goes to get the shooters. OTF Vonnie, he was supposed to go get the cars, right? So Wilson was to recruit the other niggas. Grant was supposed to get the cars. Ski Mask had to get the switches. You know, you got to get the switches. You know what's so funny? And I know, again, I'm not being federal, Chad. Actually, this is a federal charge, but still. Lil Durk crazy story. You ever heard Lil Durk on Crazy Story? I love Durk on Crazy Story. Durk comes and he said, I got a drop on a rapping nigga. I be from the rack. I'm like, cool, bet not front your move before you become a pack. You see Vaughn, you see 40 Glocks, you see Buka, you see Mac. Yeah, free Mac going for a double homie. Phone him got your back, but fuck that. You say you smoking who? Quickest way to die. Snatch you chain off who neck, not mine. Ain't no point in trying. They not out, but the police hot. Ain't no point in sliding. They be talking from the internet. They don't be outside hitting the 6, call Dada out. Tell them about a lick. This what it remind me of. We need tape. We need rope and phones. Don't forget the Blix. That sounds pretty good. So, hey, Chad, don't it sound like this? Yo, it's crazy. It do hit different when the music is in an indictment, right? Like, or damn near. Defendant Grant would get the ropes and phones, and he didn't forget the Blix, right? That's exactly what they're saying. He would procure all the shit. They say, yo, we need tape. We need rope and phones. Don't forget the Blix. Shit. All right, fuck. So Defendant Grant would get the cars, ski mask, firearms that would be used by the co-conspirators to find and track and kill Quando using a credit card associated with OTF. Oh my God. You can't use the business card. Please, come on now. Please. No business cards for the murder. We can't do this. Chat, we can't use the business credit card for the murder. Yo, if I gotta tell y'all not to swipe the business Amex for the murder, like this is gonna be a problem. We got bigger problems. Did you swipe the business? Yo, if you still worried about, oh, this is a tax deduction. Let me get this. We're gonna write this motherfucking car off right here. We're gonna write. Oh, y'all niggas wanna fly first class for the murder? I bet we're gonna write this murder. Yo, what? We can't be thinking about writing off the murders. You can't get motherfucking. You can't swipe the credit card, the business credit card for the murder. Okay. Using a credit card associated with OTF, co-conspirator 3, now they're bringing somebody else. Okay. So now we find out that, so co-conspirator 2 is the person who looked like he's kind of a middleman. All right. So I'm trying to keep y'all up. Co-conspirator 1 tells them, yo, I want him clapped, and him clapped. Okay? Co-conspirator 2 got recruited by OTF Didi. By the way, these are all allegations. So please, I'm not snitching. This is all allegations. I'm only know what was being read. Co-conspirator 2 is being recruited by OTF Didi. Okay? Who recruits all the shooters and everybody who's going to be gang for this murder. Co-conspirator 3 comes in because he has the credit card to do the booking. So he's the booker. So he knows how to get the plane tickets. All right, buddy, before you go kill Quando Rondo, do you want a window seat or you want an aisle? You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck they're saying. You want a window seat or you want an aisle seat? Okay. Got you an aisle seat, man. You want to get the in-flight Wi-Fi? I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but okay. So co-conspirator 3 is using the OTF credit card to purchase airplane tickets. What the fuck? This is some shit. Like, to this day, I'm flabbergasted that Young Thug went to Hertz and be like, hey, I want to rent a car. Okay, we'll give you the Nissan. All right, Woody, take this car. Go kill that nigga nut. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who does that? Like, come on. Anyway, so they use an OTF credit card. That's the thing about hood niggas, too. Hood niggas never got real credit cards in their own name. So you give them a business credit card, they use that shit for everything, right? Anyway, co-conspirator 3, he's the guy who has the credit card. Cool. He would purchase airplane tickets for the co-conspirators to fly out to California and murder Quando Rondo. Defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2, remember Wilson recruited all of them, would travel from Chicago, Illinois to Southern California via airplane to find, track, and kill Taekwon Bowman. So they're saying the feds believe that they were only there to kill Quando Rondo. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and conspirator 2, also co-conspirator 2, remember he was recruited, would travel throughout Los Angeles County. Now, co-conspirator 2, if you ask me, sounds like someone who might be a local to LA. Someone who knows how to move around, someone who's, you know, like, who could probably get the drop, if you get what I'm saying. Because all these other guys seem really in the OTF universe, but co-conspirator 2 might not be, right? That might change if we find out that co-conspirator 2 talks to 1 or 3. So 1 is the boss who calls the shot, who says who should get killed, and he got money on it. 3, he books the tickets of the hitters, but he probably books mad shit, so he's probably the person booking stuff for OTF. 2 and 3 other guys get recruited by Wilson, aka OTF Didi, right? Cool. Yo, chat, I ain't gonna lie to you. I spent $100,000 for my college education. I felt like it was for this, like reading comprehension. I'm like, damn, I could read. I could break shit down, man. Shit makes sense to me. Anyway, all right, cool. So now, here we go. Wait, sorry. Okay. What the fuck? Did I scroll down? Wait, no. All right. Okay. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 will communicate via cell phone to coordinate logistics and find and track and kill TB, which is Quando. Defendant Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 would fire multiple shots. Okay, so now we realize it was 3 shooters. So again, one of the shooters, we don't know their name and is not currently locked up, which already tells me superseding indictment. It's no way that y'all know that there's a third person who is a shooter. Now, I'm going to throw in another monkey wrench into this. This co-conspirator, remember I told you when they name people co-conspirators, they could be unindicted, which means they might be indicted later. Clearly, co-conspirator 1 is unindicted. And he, at least according to feds, he would be unindicted, right? Or he's dead, right? Co-conspirator 2, he could also be dead. I don't think he's not indicted, though. I'm going to tell you why. Like, I think co-conspirator 1, because he has a level of separation in this conspiracy. He never pulled the trigger. He allegedly only told people, I want this guy dead. That's why he's not indicted. Co-conspirator 2, however, since he pulled the trigger, he has to either be dead, okay? Or he's telling. Okay? He's either dead or he's telling. Okay? So he might be cooperating. Or he's dead. But it doesn't make sense that the police know that these 2 guys did the shooting, but they don't know the third and would unseal this indictment, go through a whole grand jury, and not charge the guy if he's alive. So co-conspirator 2 is either, I should write these notes down. So co-conspirator 1 is either dead or alive that might get charged later. Co-conspirator 2 is either snitching, and by the way, co-conspirator 1 can't tell. So that's how it works, right? Like, you know, well, they could tell because 6ix9ine did tell, but I don't think co-conspirator 1 is telling. Co-conspirator 2 is telling her dead, if you ask me. He would fire, okay, so those 3 would fire multiple shots at TB, which is Quando, killing Lil Pop, who was a passenger in Quando's car. Defendant Wilson would pay the bounty. Okay, so, ooh, this is big now. Now, if we remember the Young Dolph case, money, what protected Young Juk, and even if they were going to try to go beyond Young Juk and try to get Gotti, is that the narrative is that there was a $100,000 bounty on Dolph, and there was no direct payment. I know the guy who was telling, one of the shooters who were telling said, well, I received $800. But the $800 never was from Jook. The $800 came from the guy who was on trial, the other shooter, which is Justin Johnson. So it was never really no proof that Big Jook paid that money, which would make, okay, now you have paid for murder for hire. But here's the thing. Defendant Wilson, which is OTF Didi, he pays the bounty allegedly, right? So he would pay the bounty, monetary reward, and or cause payment to be made for the killing of Lil Pab on behalf of the co-conspirators, no unknown, to the conspirators who were hired to kill TB. Okay, let's keep it going. We're figuring out a lot here, chat. I'm going to come to a conclusion. On or about the following days and further into the conspiracy to accomplish this object, the defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and the co-conspirators 1 to 5. By the way, I heard, now we're hearing this 5 co-conspirators. So we know 3 of them already, right? Remember, 3 is the booker. He books hotels, flights, pays for gas. He's just someone with the OTF card. 1 is the guy who tells people to die. Like, yo, we want his head. 2 is involved, but he's a trigger puller. So number 2 is a trigger puller. Let me write this down on the side. Let me get my notes ready. Because we got to figure out who these co-conspirators are, right? So give me a second. All right. So co-conspirator 1. Actually, let me use notes here. Okay. Co-conspirator 1, boss, puts bounty on people's heads. I'm writing on a different screen. I'll show you it later. Co-conspirator 2 did the slide-in, shot Lil Pab with 2 others. Co-conspirator 3 has the OTF credit card, spending it on flights, travel, and rental cars. Bet. Cool. So there's 2 more co-conspirators. We're going to get to it. All right. Okay, so here's a first overt act. And by the way, this is an overt act in a conspiracy. Is this a conspiracy charge? Hold on. Yeah, they gave him conspiracy. It's interesting. Conspiracy and RICO are kind of like almost like sister and cousin charges. And I guess they're saying this wasn't a organizational thing. It was more concerted around the murder of one guy. So that's why it's not a RICO. A RICO would be a pattern of criminal activity based around this organization or whatever the case is, which if we think about what was filed in Illinois in that federal court there, that was a RICO, right? Like, am I wrong? The OTF 5 RICO. Was it OTF 6? What was it? MUWAP RICO. Was it RICO? Oh, they did get a superseding indictment as well. Oh shit. Yeah, they did get a superseding indictment. Yeah. Oh, yeah, remember. They did 1 indictment, and remember, this is, by the way, this is from justice.gov, which is the official place that you could hear about the press reports from the feds about any indictments they get or convictions. Yeah, so they indicted 5 at first, and then they indicted a 6th on a superseding. Ooh. Yeah, if I'm Dirk, I'm shitting bricks right now. I'm shitting bricks. Fuck. They indicted somebody named, what's the guy's name again? Ralph Turpin, known as Tall or Teasy. They indicted Teasy. Wow, okay. Cool. Oh boy. All right. Okay. But yeah, still, this isn't a RICO though. I guess there was, the O Block indictment seemed it was more around the killing of Duck, but it wasn't a conspiracy for murder. Actually, I think it was conspiracy in there. Hold on, I just saw it. It was racketeering. It says federal racketeering. I'm wondering why this isn't racketeering. I know it's 2 different districts. This is the district in Illinois. The one that's charging these OTF guys is a district in California. Maybe they just look at the statutes different. Anyway, who cares? I'm arguing over semantics right now. Cool. So they got him on conspiracy. But it's kind of spelled out kind of similarly because usually in a racketeering charge, they do overt acts, which means overt acts is not what you're necessarily being charged with. You're being charged with racketeering, but they're doing the same for conspiracy. So these overt acts is, let's read it. On or about the following dates in furtherance of the conspiracy to accomplish this object, defendants Grant Wilson and blah, blah, and these people knowingly committed these acts in Los Angeles. Okay, following the killing of Davon Bennett and or about November 6th, co-conspirator 1 used coded language, told defendant Wilson. Okay, so now we're hearing. So they know who co-conspirator 1 is because they're saying this guy told Wilson, co-conspirators 2, 4, and 5, and others that co-conspirator 1 would pay a bounty. Now, here's the funny thing. If they're saying this, only way the feds could know this is if there's a snitch already or if there's a goddamn wiretap or some type of text type of communication. And the mere fact they're saying use it coded language, we got to put 2 and 2 together, people. They either it got to be a snitch or a wiretap. So this is probably a wiretap, right? But I can't imagine anyone would get on the phone after that and really just say, yo, make sure you score that goal with Quando. You score that goal with him. Street niggas be having the simplest, they be having their little lingo thinking nobody can figure it out. It'd be like, you just, every time the person says this, just substitute with this, whatever. Anyway, so using coded language. So co-conspirator 1, the boss, told Wilson and co-conspirators 2, 4, and 5. Ooh, okay. So this makes sense to... No. Co-conspirator 1 told Wilson 2, 4, and 5. So I guess 3 never was told. So the guy booking the flights never was told. 3 is the guy booking the flights. 2 is the guy who pulled the trigger. 4 and 5 we don't know much about yet, but we're going to figure it out. And others that co-conspirator 1, the boss, will pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in the killing of Quando. Overt act number 2. On August 18th, 1 or more co-conspirators, including conspirator 4, now we hear about conspirator 4, learned that TB was visiting California and staying in a hotel in Los Angeles. Now, based on what we're hearing already from that, co-conspirator 4 sounds like the guy with the drop. They learned about his location. He got the drop. He might work at a hotel. He might just be a security guard. So 4 got the drop. I'm going to write it down on the side until we've co-conspirator 4 got the drop on Quando. Cool. All right. We're figuring this shit out, chat. All right. So co-conspirator 4 learned that he was visiting California and stayed at the hotel. He found out the hotel. So he got the drop on Quando Hotel. Bet. All right. So on August 18th, Grant flew from Miami to Los Angeles on a private jet that defendant could help coordinate the murder. Wow. This is some big money shit. They flew a nigga on private jet to come clap somebody? By the way, Grant was the trigger man as well. Grant is one of the trigger man. Let me go back. Grant is one of the trigger man. Yeah. It says co-conspirator 3. Yeah, co-conspirator 2 shot and also Grant. Oh, we're trying to figure out who. Okay. Let's write down the shooters. Here's the shooters. Oh, so the shooters are. Oh, Grant isn't one of the shooters. So Grant isn't one of the shooters. He just helped plan it. Okay, Grant isn't one of the shooters according to the cops. Shooters are Jones, Lindsay, and co-conspirator 2. Okay, I got all this on like another sheet where we're gonna break this shit down like a kilo of coke, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, cool. We're set up over at Axe. So Grant flew via private jet. So look like 4 gets the drop that Quando stayed in the hotel. 4 tells Dirk. Oh, I might say Dirk. Co-conspirator 1. I don't know if it's Dirk. Somebody who's co-conspirator 1. Yo, Quando over here. Okay. By the way, sorry. I'm not gonna make any assumptions here. We don't know what. 4 tells co-conspirator. So co-conspirator 4 tells co-conspirator 1, Quando's staying at this hotel. From that information, they then say, get Grant from Miami to LA. OTF Didi, I could say his name because he's charged. OTF Didi recruits 2 and the other guys mentioned. So co-conspirator 2 and the other guys mentioned. Cool. All right, bet. So they flew. Yo, they were so crazy. They were so thirsty trying to kill this nigga. They flew the nigga on private jet. Nigga, fuck Spirit. Go to the Clearport. We gotta go kill this nigga, Quando. Overt Act 4 on August 18th. Damn, everything went out on the day. Co-conspirators, including conspirator 5. Now conspirator 5 comes in. Ask co-conspirator 2 to travel to Southern California later that day. Huh. That's interesting. So, co-conspirator 5 asks co-conspirator 2, which he's the only shooter, is kind of making sense to me. Co-conspirator 2 is not part of OTF. Because they asked him to travel to Southern California. Okay. Look like he might be a local guy, right? 4 got the drop. All right, let's go over this again. Co-conspirator 1 is the boss. Co-conspirator 2, he did the sliding. He did the shots. Co-conspirator 3 got an OTF credit card. He spent it on flights, travel, rental cars. Co-conspirator 4, he got the drop on Quando's hotel. The shooters are co-conspirator 2, Jones and Lindsay. Co-conspirator 5 comes in because he asked co-conspirator 2, who was a trigger man, to go to Southern California that day. All right, on August 18, 2022. By the way, is everybody keeping up with me? I haven't read chat in a little bit. I'm kind of locked into breaking this down. Everybody good? Let me just do a real quick check of, a little temperature check of the chat. I know when I get into like my breakdown shit, I get on some, I'm like Dexter. I'm like on some nerd shit type shit, huh? I want to make sure y'all look good. Sometimes y'all be spamming that something happened and I miss. Let me open the chat. Hold on, chat. Sorry. I ain't gonna lie, chat. You won't get better breakdowns anywhere on the net besides here, but we gonna get to it. Everybody good though? Let me just check in the chat. That's everybody's good. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. All right, cool. We're breaking all this down. We're breaking all of this down. Y'all appreciate this breakdown, or is it too long? Like, we could get to the point. Like, but I like to. We gotta break this bitch down. Like, this is like a kilo of coke today, man. This shit finna feed the hood for like 10 days. Cool? Okay, all right, perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, now over at Act 5. Now, co-conspirator 5 or 2 seem local. They seem local. I could be wrong, but we'll get back to it. On August 18th, defendant Wilson recruited defendants Jones. Remember, I said Wilson is Didi. Anytime you hear Wilson, you're going to think Didi, right? Now, Didi's not one of the shooters, but he is supposedly the recruiter of the shooters, okay? He recruited defendant Jones and Lindsay. Okay, so perfect. Now we're getting a better scope of this. So Didi gets Jones and Lindsay. And then conspirator 5 gets conspirator 2. The shooters are Jones, Lindsay, and conspirator 2. Perfect. To travel to California with the purpose of murdering Quando Rondo. And help facilitate travel by, among other things, texting co-conspirator 3. By the way, who did I say co-conspirator 3 was? Let me see if y'all got good memory. Got the OTF credit card and spend it on flights, travels, and hotels, right? So Didi texted co-conspirator 3 biographical information about the defendants, Jones and Lindsay, so that conspirator 3 could book flights. Perfect. Makes sense. So he's booking flights, specifically Jones' name, date of birth, and a picture of Jones' ID card. Lindsay's name, date of birth, and a picture of the defendant's ID card. Now, I'm gonna also come back into this, chat. I'm gonna come back into this. Again, unfortunately, we're in hip hop, so we really can't give a fuck about the snitching stuff. Co-conspirator 3 is a prime target to be a cooperator. Co-conspirator 3 seems like their job for OTF is to book shit. If the feds come knocking and said, well, you book flights for a murder, nigga, you're going to jail, that's the person most likely to sing. From what we know, and even when they talk about who knew about the murder, none of them said co-conspirator 3, the guy with the credit card, the woman with the credit card, knew they were booking flights and booking cars for a murder. So that's the person you could flip, right? A chick who's an assistant, a dude who's kind of square, but he's good at assisting shit and booking hotels and whatever. And, oh, let me get your mileage points. And, oh, hey, do you know your American Advantage points? You know what I mean? That person, the feds run down on and said, bruh, check this out. We about to indict you and the rest of everybody because we know what y'all did. You booked the flights for this guy to get killed. That person's telling. Chat, that person ain't telling? Shit, if it was me, I'm telling. Don't just have me booking the flights, not tell me I'm booking the flights for a murder, and then when the police run down on me, think I'm gonna keep it solid. So that person is prime ready to turn. Okay? Not saying they did, but they're prime ready to turn. By the way, it's very common that the feds will overcharge and then figure it out later. If they know who's doing the booking, they clearly have the text messages. Why not charge co-conspirator 3? That's how you get the snitching out of them. Oh, we're going to charge you anyway. Well, you're going to just waste years of your life and hundreds of thousands of dollars defending yourself, or you could just snitch. So, why not charge co-conspirator 3? The feds ain't trying to spare these people. They want to get a conviction. So, co-conspirator 3 could be the one. Could be the one. Just keep that in mind. Overt Act 6. On August 18, co-conspirator 1 texted co-conspirator 3. Don't book no flights under names involved with me. That's actually good advice. Probably not good to text, though. You can't text the homie, yo, don't book no flights of the murderers under no names involved with me. I'm going to be honest with you, chat. Co-conspirator, I feel is cooperating. They have all of this person's messages. They have when the would-be killers texted them their name, date of birth, picture of ID, whatever. This is going to be a key part of saying this guy booked the flights. He also was instructed by co-conspirator 1 to not book flights under names involved with me. So essentially saying, yo, if anybody you know roll with me heavy, don't book their flights. Book only people flights that nobody connects to me. That's interesting to know. Think about it. So right now it's looking like the police have seized, or have done a subpoena on the phone records of co-conspirator 3 to know whose flights they're booking, what text came in. Actually, to be honest, once you see name, date of birth, and a picture came through, 100% they got the phone. They seized the phone. When police do a warrant, even to the phone companies, it will say there was a picture message sent. They can't retrieve the picture message without the phone. Unless something changed, I don't know. So they got that guy's phone. So co-conspirator's phone is there. They have it. So they have that, well, or they could have the other guy's phone. True that too. True that too. But they unsealed the indictment. I would guess these guys didn't know they were going to get indicted. If you're getting indicted, why would you know that the feds have your phone? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going with that theory for now. Cool. Overt Act 16. Still on the same date. On August 18th, 2022, co-conspirator. All right. Yeah, don't put no flights under no names involved with me. Overt Act number 7. On August 18th, using a credit card ended in 2039, OTF card number 1. Wow. So look like there's a lot of OTF cards being used. Co-conspirator 3 purchased an airplane tickets for Wilson. That's Dee Dee. So he didn't listen to Dirk. He didn't listen to Conspirator One. The fuck. He booked a flight for Wilson. Wilson's Didi. Didi's don't book. Didn't I meet Didi? Am I tripping? OTF.
See.
Wait, what the fuck? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I met these guys.
You wouldn't be talking to me right now. You'd be bumping heads.
Why we couldn't?
And slamming. Like, because I never really talked to the cameras. You get what I'm saying?
Well, it got to be adjustment for like.
But you done cleared your name. It wouldn't even. Saying.
People.
All that shit.
I see DJ Bands. Who else?
Like Diddy, me, Diddy, Von, all of us. Rondo, Chicago was in from 13 to 18, bro. Literally half of the whole Chicago was in jail fighting drama with us. Like Diddy, me, Diddy, Von, all of us. Rondo, C-Day, every last one of the people in the drill culture, we was living in that jail together. So
Cook Kelly?
Yes. Yeah. Majority of half of the whole Chicago, from the ops to the other side, all of us was there together. Like that was the worst. I guarantee you, if you talk to any staff from Cook County Jail, will tell you that was the worstest time in Cook County Jail probably ever in history. You feel me? Because all of us was living there fighting drama at the same time. You feel me? So they knew the tactics that you got to pull. It wasn't that no ops was on the deck away from another max division. It was all us together at the same. Spot, so
yeah, they were trying to keep us away.
They was really trying to keep us away from each other. So Vaughn was fighting a lot, so they kept him in the 11 back. Yeah. Get over there now with the maximum. So he was fighting the ops.
If they,
like he said,
hoping that they played a part in that.
It's an interest.
Me personally, I like
dances, bro.
They ain't do all the time, so so you just got to go through these motions. So yeah, I was at a down point at that, man. Like, oh, is it going? You know what I'm saying? Like, though, because you see people get found guilty for stuff that they ain't do all the time, so so like it's going
like
yeah.
before you knew
I'm innocent, so that's how I'm going with that. I'm innocent, so
it's gonna come out to be that. Where it's like, man, I ain't gonna lie, like now I'll be crying like a bitch every day. Like I will be crying like a bitch every day. You know what I mean?
No, you gotta
fight some
have
shit like that.
You gotta have a strong man there. It ain't for the weak. So it was like I had a good support system. So I had Dirk, I had my brothers, I had everybody over, like just being a good support system. So it's like, we're gonna get under it. We're gonna come from under this. So it's like,
you're confident? Like
yeah.
before you knew
I'm innocent, so that's how I'm going with that.
You're probably innocent now too then, right? So this is OTF Didi. I didn't even know when I interviewed him. But he did say like he'd be like 2 murders or something like that. I remember listening to these guys, I'm like, what the fuck? Now granted, I think this was like state stuff.
I'm innocent, so like it's gonna prevail.
He's probably innocent now. Like the feds keep picking on him. Or like the cops.
So got good lawyers, 2 lawyers, Dirk we just put me in good spirits. When I call people in good spirits, but it's like it could possibly be over though, because you see people get found guilty for stuff that they ain't do all the time. So so you just gotta go through these motions. So yeah, I was at a down point at that, man. Like, oh, is it going? You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all get depressed ever? Like it's just about like life's circumstances.
You're always depressed and angry, and it's not a day you ain't really angry or something. But yeah, you getting through it though. Just make the best of what you're making a.
So don't tell me your lowest moment was when I reported that they kicked the door in, man.
You say what?
I said, don't tell. Oh man. Good thing I'm a little naive. I was in that room just like, oh, he's a good guy. He's an amazing guy. Nah, he told me some scary shit, so I was like, all right. But he gave good energy. This guy, I thought he was like he seemed like the nicest guy there. Like he seemed mad nice. Like a really just cool guy. This guy, I ain't gonna lie to you. He looked ugly, so I was just like, yo, bruv. And I mean, like, bruv, he looked like a nigga from like Planet Apes. So I was just like, yo, he gotta be a demon. Like, he gotta be crazy. Like, I ain't gonna fuck with him. I think he's the killer. Anytime I'm in a room with a bunch of gangsters, I just be like, yo, who's the killer? The ugliest nigga, I say is the killer. I'm like, he ain't got nothing to live for. Him right there. That's a joke. I know it's not telling a joke, but still. This is DJ Bands. I see DJ Bands, like, he flexed out, iced out. I see my boy, right? DJ Band's been producing. He's been doing a lot, you know what I mean? Maybe we should get into it, too. Like, he looked like he'd been through a lot, but looked like he's wiser and understands now. It's like, all right, good. Reformed gangster. This guy right here looked like he's the first one to shoot. You know what I mean? And then this guy right here, for whatever reason, he just looked nice. He looked like mad approachable. Cool. Damn, you never know. Fuck. All right. Okay, cool. So, on August, let's get back to it, chat. I'm sorry. All right. Here we go. So Conspirator 3 confirmed to defendant Wilson via text message that the defendants Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay had the same airline ticket confirmation. So that's probably another reason they're charged. They're all on the same ticket, right? Now, keep in mind, I think they were. Wait, when did I do his interview? Oh, this was 11 months ago. Oh, so that's afterwards. Okay. Oh, all right. All right. Then, oh, here we go. So OTF credit card 1, Conspirator 3 purchased airline tickets for defendant Wilson, Jones, Lindsay to travel from Chicago, Illinois to San Diego. Ah, that's a slick one, chat. Fly them in, let them meet in San Diego. Then they could drive down to LA. Because, kind of like if people do look at them and be like, oh no, they went to San Diego. They didn't go to LA, even though, it's still like, what is it, like a 2-hour drive or whatever the case. Anyway, over at Act 3, co-conspirator 3 confirmed to defendants, that they were on the same ticket. Over at Act 9, defendant Wilson messaged a friend on Instagram saying, on my way to LA. All right, so they definitely served up a Instagram subpoena, so they have all his Instagram messages. That's what we can know by that. Over at Act 10, defendant Houston texted co-conspirator 3. Remember I said I think they got co-conspirator 3's phone and ran a search on it. Got clear in 15 minutes. Got clear. I'm 15 minutes away from the airport. So basically saying they were on the way to the airport. And then also over at Act 11, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 flew from Chicago to San Diego via airplane. Ticket procured by co-conspirator 3. Wait, hold on. Let me put that in perspective again. So defendant Wilson. Okay, cool. So everybody flew from Chicago. Wait, co-conspirators from Chicago then. Never mind. Remember I said co-conspirator 2 might be local? No, he's from Chicago. So Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay, they're on the same ticket. Houston and co-conspirator 2 might be on another ticket or separate tickets from each other. And they all flew from Chicago to San Diego via airplane. And co-conspirator 3 used OTF credit card 1 to get all of those. Over at Act 12, on August 18, 2022, defendant Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 traveled towards LA. Okay, so they basically get to exactly what I said. They flew to San Diego to probably lay low, in case people were wondering, it's easy to track shit like that. Be like, oh, they didn't went to LA. They went to San Diego, but San Diego is driving distance from LA. They drove to LA, and then they met with Grant. Remember, Grant got flew by private jet, which we got to figure out who Grant is. That sounds like a big dog. Yo, y'all niggas is in first class in economy. This thing is in a private jet. Okay, and then Grant purchased all 4 black ski masks from Sport Goods Store in LA using cash. Right? So he bought 4 black ski masks. Then he used a credit card ending in so Grant also has the credit card. So cool, let me write that down too. Grant also has a OTF credit card. So this got to be a big dog a bit. Who's Grant? Chat, could we, his name is Kavon Grant. Who is he? Does anyone know who he is yet? Is it this guy? Who's that? I know that's Vonnie, but like, what's his Instagram name? What's Vonnie's Instagram name? Oh, this is him? OTF Vonnie? What's his Instagram name? I can't find his Instagram name. OTF Vonnie. Is this him? Is this him? I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, this is him. Yo, I think any nigga's a killer. If he take more than 5 pictures trying to hide his face, like, nigga, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. 1, 2. He just cut his head off. 3. What the fuck? His head not even in the photos. 4. 5. Yo, yeah. Come on, bro. This thing is taking headless photos. What's going on? 5. 6. He's covering the face in this one. What the freak? Yeah, he didn't want. Yeah, this man do not look at the camera ever. Oh, yeah. This him, right? This was King Von's manager? I thought King Von's manager was Track. Who? Let me use another thing. Sorry. Who is King Von manager? You're only going to see James Francois, which is Track. Huh. But I know Track also wind up in Melly. I know there's probably another road manager or something like that. Okay. Whatever. Jeez. Okay. Okay, so OTF Vonnie, a.k.a. Kevon Grant, used the second credit card. Sorry, chap. Used the second OTF credit card and rented a hotel for the co-conspirators in L.A., okay? They stayed at the Universal City Hotel. Let's Google that. Okay. Universal City Hotel. Is it Hilton? Oh, no. Anyway, who cares? On August 18, in and around, this is Overt Act 15, by the way. In and around Los Angeles, California, defendant Grant met with the co-conspirators, provided defendant Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 with firearms. So this guy has the guns, including a firearm that had been modified to operate as a fully automatic to kill TB. Okay? So he gave somebody a gun with a switch, and he gave it to Jones, Lindsay, and co-conspirator 2. Okay? On August 18th, yeah, by the way, there's a snitch in this. Yeah, there's a snitch in this, clearly. It's no way you know some of this shit. It's just no way you know. Like, some of the phone stuff, I'll be like, all right, they had the phone tapped. We get that. But there's a snitch in this, clearly, right? Like, how do you know? You know, you could get from surveillance footage that he bought some ski masks. Get that. How do you know he gave the guns to these 3 guys? Or is it... Someone's corroborating this. Anyway. Over at Act 16, on August 18th, defendant Grant provided 2 cars for defendant Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 to use to find and kill Taekwon Bowman, which is Quando Rondo, a white BMW sedan, the BMW, they're going to call it from now, from a rental company in L.A. County, and a white Infinity sedan, the Infinity, with a fake license plate. Okay? Overt Act 17. So keep in mind, Grant is also using an OTF credit card, but he's charged. But he's probably also really charged because he put guns in people's hands. Co-conspirator 3, who booked flights and hotels, or booked flights and transport or whatever, they didn't get charged, but I think they might be cooperating, right? Anyway, let's keep it going. So they traveled in the BMW. Okay, so on August 18th, defendant Grant, blah, 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 traveled in the BMW and the Infiniti to a hotel in downtown Los Angeles where TB was staying. So they went to the hotel. Oh my God, these niggas is the definition of pull up. They just went to the hotel like, all right, let's go kill this nigga at this hotel. What the fuck? God damn. And he was staying in the downtown LA hotel and they went to go kill him. Wow. So wait, let's see who was in the car. Oh, so look like, yeah, so Didi, even though Didi wasn't in the car that did the shooting, they said Didi was there, which is Wilson, Didi, Grant, and the other three, and co-conspirator. So the way the cars must have been set up is that Wilson, co-conspirator 2, and Grant, Wilson, Houston, and Grant were in one car. Jones, Lindsay, and Jones, Lindsay, and Conspirator 2 was in the other car. That's the car that fatally found them, and they ran out, and all three of them shot and killed, Pob, it appears. Overt Act 18 this is the next day now. On August 19th, using a BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant and Wilson, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 traveled from the downtown LA hotel where TB was staying to try to find and kill him again. All right, yeah, somebody's telling. Unless they were just tracking the cars, because how you know they were trying to kill him that day? Oh, well, they did go to this hotel. They were trying to, okay. So that could be corroborated by stop sign footage or camera, street sign, street cameras and stuff like that. Yeah, if they could track y'all going to the guy's hotel, yeah, y'all tried to kill him the day before. And then the next day, it looked like they went to the hotel again to try to kill him again. So that's the 19th. On the 19th, using the BMW and the Infiniti, they followed and tracked a black Escalade to a marijuana dispensary. So now they got the drop on him, right? Who did we say gave the drop? Conspirator 4 got the drop, right? So Conspirator 4 somehow got the drop. By the way, we don't see Conspirator 4 in this. Conspirator 4 is not in this chat. Remember I said Conspirator 4 is a local guy. He's a local guy who gave the drop up. So whoever that is, he gave the drop up, but he's local. From all the travels we've heard got booked, Conspirator 2 traveled, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, Houston, Grant, they all traveled. Conspirator 1 is the boss, he wasn't there. Conspirator 3, seems like they weren't there. There's booking shit with a credit card. Conspirator 2 is a shooter. Conspirator 4 is the person who got the drop, and Conspirator 5 asked Conspirator 2 to go to Southern California. So he looked like he might be somebody else within OTF, but we don't know who that is. So the local person is Conspirator 4. They got the drop. We're going to figure out how they got the drop. Here we go. So they followed and tracked the black Escalade to the marijuana dispensary located on blah, blah, blah. On August, using the BMW and Infiniti, defendant Grant, Wilson, blah, 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 followed and tracked the black Escalade to a clothing store on Melrose in West Hollywood. Below is the image of the BMW and the Infiniti following the black Escalade in which TB and whatever was passenger as the black Escalade traveled to the store. Oh my God. Fuck. Look at this. Yeah, these niggas were on it. So this is the car that Quando is in. This is a car tracking it. And this is, let me click on it. Quando's in here. And then there's two cars. As I said, apparently, I think this is a car back here that ends up doing it. And in that car are the three shooters that get charged, which is co-conspirator 2, not Grant, but Jones and Lindsay, I believe. Okay. Overt Act 21 on August 19, 2022, using a BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 tracked the Escalade to a gas station located blah, blah, blah. On August 19th, the defendant Houston drove the Infiniti into an alley behind the Beverly gas station. Oh, never mind. So it was the Infiniti. Oh, yeah. This is Infiniti right here, which is back here. Drove the Infiniti to an alley behind the gas station and parked the vehicle so that defendants Jones and Lindsay and conspirator could attempt to murder him.
Hardcore, shorty scam me like a barcode, heartbreaking, I go viral, they don't know me, so the same niggas smoking out the